Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday. Hey, baby, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I've got a fun guest coming up here a little bit later in the program. Going to be visiting with Sarah Bernard. You may see her on television. She's a lifestyle television host. We're going to talk about eye health today, and that's important. This time of year, as it starts getting bright out, I think we're going to be chatting about sunglasses and stuff. Mm-hmm. So there we go. Today, we've got a lot of special things going on. We'll get to that in a bit. But one of the things that is today is Harvey Milk Day. And I've got my quote today from Harvey Milk. He says, "Hope will never be silent." Harvey Milk. Now, Sean Penn played Harvey Milk in a movie. I've not seen the movie. But
I have
wonder,
no interest in seeing that movie.
But I just wonder if he did a good job. Because I saw the previews for the movie and I was like, I don't know if that's what... I don't know. Somebody have to let me know. Is that what Harvey Milk was like? Did he do a good job in the movie? Because in the previews, I was just kind of wondering if that's how he acted. Because I was like, that's kind of weird. But I don't know. I could be completely wrong. Going to tell you about all the special things going on today here in just a bit.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Accountant's Day or Accounting Day, depending on how you want to say it. It's also Canadian Immigrants Day, so all of the Canadians who decided to come to the U.S. of A., welcome to America. I guess you're already in America. You were in North America. Welcome to the United States. There we go. Today is also International Day for Biological Diversity. It is National Maritime Day, U.S. Colored Troops Day, Victoria Day, World Goth Day, and we already mentioned earlier that it's Harvey Milk Day. All of these things going on this Monday, the 22nd day of May.
John and Heidi.
I love watching TV shows and movies, but I hated seeing my monthly bill get higher and higher. All that money every month just to watch TV. Well, not anymore. We cut our cable. We were paying $185 a month for channels we didn't even watch. Now we pay for just the internet, and we save about $150 a month. And we still get to watch what we want, when we want, with no monthly fee. Learn how you can do this too at channelsurfertv.com. Watch the video there to learn how to watch movies and TV with no monthly fee. Do it today and save 50% at channelsurfertv.com.
John and Heidi.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio from Danville, Kentucky. We talk about a woman who went to a Dairy Queen there and ordered $2.12 worth of food and paid with a $200 bill.
That's not a thing.
The idea of the $200 bill was crazy enough, but the fake bill was also taped together. Plus, it featured President George W. Bush smirking in a portrait. The Treasury seal was marked with the right to bear arms. This bill gives credit to Ronald Reagan as political mentor and Bush's father as campaign advisor and mentor. On the back, the traditional White House scene, was there with an oil well pumping oil on the lawn. And a yard sign planted in the foreground says, "We like broccoli," and "Rooms not for rent." Here's the scariest part, though. The clerk actually gave her $197 and change.
Wow.
Yeah. Authorities say whoever passed the bill will not be charged with counterfeiting, but will face other charges. So they're saying, well, we're not going to charge them with counterfeiting, but they got some other charges coming their way. So I wonder if the person that paid with that bill thought that was a real bill. Do you think? Or do you think they knew that it was not real?
Well,
it could have been like their father's,
right?
And
they
took
could have
it.
found it at the house, and they
like,
brought it.
Ice cream time.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they knew that they were breaking the law when they did that.
Probably not, because I've seen those bills. They're jokes.
Yeah.
But I really, who knows?
It should say
kids today don't know $2 bills exist. So I could see her thinking this was a real bill and just passing it off.
And if it was a young kid that didn't know any better spending it and a young kid that didn't know any better taking it, the unfortunate person in the middle was Dairy Queen who got stiffed on $212 or $200 basically because they took a $200 fake bill and they gave out $197 in change.
Wow.
Oh, boy. All I can say is, it's true because you heard it on the radio.
John and Heidi.
Each day at this time, we talk about people doing dumb things under the influence, but addiction is no laughing matter. If you or someone you know needs help, there's a toll-free number you can call.
1-800-438-0380.
That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline.
1-800-438-0380.
And this is your brain on drugs. Joseph Murphy called 911, said he needed a police dog. When the dispatcher asked why, they said, well, she stole some heroin from me. So the police showed up, and body cameras show officers questioning Mr. Murphy. On the video, he can be heard explaining that a woman stole money from him. The officers wanted to know more about this heroin that he mentioned on the emergency call. Short time later, officers were surprised when Murphy pulled out a brown waxy substance from his pants. Guess what it was? Yeah, it was heroin. Murphy was also arrested for DUI after crashing a Mercedes with a blood alcohol level of 1.21. Murphy also made national headlines on New Year's Day a while back when he was accused of urinating on a Florida trooper's leg during a disorderly conduct on a Disney property. So you might want to seek some help, Mr. Murphy.
Who was this?
Joseph Murphy.
Joseph Murphy.
Yeah, he's 20 years old.
He's clearly doing well if he has a Mercedes.
Well, it doesn't mean it was his.
Afford...
Does not mean it was his. It just says that he crashed a Mercedes. He could have been on a test drive.
It could have been.
Who knows? All I know is, kids, that's what happens when your brain is definitely on drugs.
John and Heidi.
And for our moment of duh, we're going to head to England. Not just anywhere in England. We're going to head to Manchester. I just love saying it that way. If we say Manchester here, but they say Manchester, doesn't it just sound better?
It does.
Sounds like a better place. Manchester, England. 3 armed gang members burst into a crowded gym, punched a rival gang member, and threatened him with a submachine gun in front of a bunch of shocked onlookers. Might have gone more smoothly have the gangbangers maybe thought things through, but there were a bunch of uniformed police officers in the very next room giving a talk on the dangers of gun crime. Bad place to do this, boys. They called in an armed response unit. They caught the punks after a brief chase.
But guns aren't allowed in England.
Yeah, so that's why they can't have them, period. But you can't have a submachine gun anywhere, can you? I don't think you can have that anywhere.
I'm just saying, once you outlaw guns, doesn't that mean they just go away?
Oh, yeah.
Nobody can break the law.
So this
so
story
how did
clearly...
this happen? This is clearly made up.
It was probably from way before.
Way before the gun ban?
Yeah, that's what it is.
I'm sure it was.
Because, when they outlaw guns, they all go away.
Yeah, they all go away.
Maybe not. Coming up, we do have your scoop of the day.
John and Heidi.
Would you like custom t-shirts for an event or sports team? We understand that usually the budget's not unlimited. We have full-color custom printed t-shirts for just $7 each. That's one of the best prices you'll find anywhere. No minimum orders, so you can print just one or print 1,000. The price is just $7 per shirt with a minimal setup fee per design. Make the memories of your next event last forever or help your team look amazing with a little help from CustomShirtInc.com. That's CustomShirtInc.com.
Now your scoop of the day. A new study finds that a marriage is more likely to end in divorce if the husband doesn't like his wife's friends, like her girlfriends. So, I'm trying to think, do I like your friends? Yeah, I like your friends.
I don't have any friends.
Well, I like all of them, though. You have friends. Professional CrossFit events are now going to start streaming live on Facebook. Boy, this is what we've been waiting for in the world. Up until this point, you could watch them on their site, but now they're going to be on YouTube and Facebook
That's
Live.
Fantastic.
The first event, I think, happened last Friday night, if I'm reading this correctly. America has a new favorite burger chain, Heidi. Who do you think the favorite is?
I have no idea.
Five Guys.
See, I completely disagree with that.
You just don't like their fries because they're different than the other fries.
Yeah, their fries are terrible.
They beat out In-N-Out Burger, who had been the top spot for a long time. They are now, this according to a Harris poll, by the way. So this is not John's opinion. You definitely know it's not Heidi's opinion. You just heard her. But there you go.
I like Fuddruckers.
Yeah, those are good. You know whose burgers I think are the best? Yours, when you make burgers at home on the grill. There's nothing better than a burger at home on the grill. I mean, if it's done right. When you get those ones that are like
Where's my frozen patties?
No, when you get those and you smash them and and then they get burnt to a crisp, that's not so good. But like when you make an actual burger,
that's a shame because that's what we're having tonight for supper.
Is it great? Because I can just feel the love when you scoop it off your own grill. Anyway, a man in Indonesia, he was on trial there for allegedly stealing large sums of cash from a cash machine. He was able to flee the courtroom by climbing out a window in the bathroom. He's like, Your Honor, I have to tinkle. So they let him go to the bathroom. He went out a window and left. Got out the window, made his getaway from the courthouse by hailing a taxi. They're still looking for him.
Wow.
Maybe they should have had somebody go with him. Because he was going to go to jail for a long time. Now he's going to go to jail for a long time. So
yeah, when they find him. And they will find him.
They will. A survey reveals that more than a third of us assault our computers in one way or another because these machines frustrate us. Have you ever assaulted a computer, Heidi?
I've not.
Wait a minute. What do you call that thing in the car between our seats, the little screen? Would you call that a computer?
I suppose that would be a computer. It's a GPS.
Yeah, she assaulted it so much that it doesn't work
broken.
anymore. But here's the thing. It does work. We just can't see what's on the screen.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
My choice was to assault you or to assault the machine. I chose to assault the machine.
You probably shouldn't have chose me. Because every once in a while, I'll bump that screen. We can't see the screen anymore. And then it'll start giving me driving directions to some random mystery place, and I'm like, I can't turn it off.
You got me so mad.
It was bad. Hey, how much money do you have to have before you're actually wealthy, Heidi? How much money would you say when you have this much, you're wealthy?
Are we comparing ourselves to the rest of the world or just within this country?
There was a survey of people who were wealthy, and they said, how much money would you say you need to have? So keep in mind, they're asking wealthy people. A survey of wealthy people. How much do you need in the bank where you can live with no constraints and consider yourself wealthy?
$3 million.
Wow, you shot a little low. They said $5 million. So, I remember, I think it was, who was it? Rockefeller, maybe, when they were asking. There was a wealthy person from like 100 years ago. They said, how much is enough? And they said, just a little bit more. That was the answer. And I thought, wow, that is so sad. This is somebody that had like so much money they couldn't spend it in their entire lifetime. They're like, how much is enough? And he said, just a little bit more. I just don't think that you need a little bit more. At a certain point, I'm like, just enjoy it. You're going to die pretty soon, and you're going to go, man, I spent my entire life accumulating, and I never even got to enjoy any of it. It's like if a squirrel spends the entire lifetime gathering the nuts, and they die before winter because, all I was doing is gathering the nuts. Well, don't be nuts. Enjoy some of it at a certain point. And our final story here. This is from a little while ago, but I thought it was fascinating. I was reading this. A 12-year-old boy attempted to drive across Australia by himself. He drove over 800 miles before the police finally caught up with him. A 12-year-old. He's like, I got an idea. I'm going to take mom and dad's car. I'm going to just drive across to Australia just for the heck of it. Isn't that crazy?
There's probably not a lot in Australia that he had to worry about hitting, though. I mean, isn't it all pretty wide open?
Kangaroos. That big building that looks like a seashell. I mean, other than those two things, you're fine. I'm just kidding. And for those of you from Australia, I'm just being silly. I'm not so ridiculously stupid that I think there's nothing else there. This, by the way, has been your Scoop of the Day.
John and Heidi.
80s in the Sand will be happening this November in Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic.
And that'll be here before you know it.
Join us and have a blast with 80s in the Sand.
An all-inclusive vacation with some of the greatest bands of the 80s.
Plus, you can meet some 80s icons from the movies and television as well.
Get all the details at 80sinthesand.com.
Use promo code RADIO to get a $200 immediate refund per person.
That website is 80sinthesand.com.
Book your week-long 80s vacation now at 80sinthesand.com.
John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We got a special guest joining us right now, lifestyle and fashion television contributor Sarah Bernard, and we're going to be chatting about something that really matters to each and every one of us, our eyes and our eye health, because it's a very important time of year. First of all, let's just say hello to Sarah. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Fantastic. And May is kind of a special month, isn't it? Is it like Eye Health Month? Am I saying it right?
Every month should be Eye Health Month.
I think so, too.
Don't you?
I think so. We should really, because that's one of those things that if you've ever had an issue where you struggle to see, you realize just how important those little peepers are. They're pretty darn important, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. And there's a lot of issues that, we come up against that we don't always realize. I think one thing that I wasn't always aware of is that your eyes can actually get sunburned.
Really?
That can cause all sorts of long-term and short-term damage. But it's not even just being outside. Inside, we're in front of so much technology these days. Maybe 8.5 hours a day we're looking at some sort of screen, which means that there's potentially harmful blue light coming at us, coming into our eyes, and we can get macular degeneration from that. We can damage our retinas. We can even really have our sleep patterns messed up because it suppresses the melatonin.
No, that's crazy. We want to protect these eyes. And I'll tell you what, it's never been easier and it's never been more stylish than right now. You can come up with some really cool, fashionable designs to make these glasses not only help you see better, but also help you look better, too.
Yeah, I think that's true. And, the trend this summer is really all about self-expression and variety. So I feel like it used to be like you'd just invest in one expensive, let's say, designer pair of glasses that you'd worry about losing all summer long.
Yeah.
You would lose at some point. But now it's really all about having accessible, affordable options that can showcase all aspects of your personality so that, you can have choice. And I think that's part of the fun of it a little bit. And I've got some great options I'd love to tell you about.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Cool. So Foster Grant is a brand that is perfect for just this setup because they are so affordable and have so much quality. The lenses are all polarized. They're 100% UVA and UVB protected, but they are also on top of the latest trends. So one of my favorites are those really oversized, round, bohemian hippie sunglasses that are everywhere right now.
Yeah.
I love aviators with mirrored lenses. And what's cool about them is their price point. They're $30 and under. And I feel like they're the kinds of things that you can, let's say one day you're waking up and you're feeling like in this mood, you can then go for like the hippie option. Or maybe you're feeling more traditional. They've got something for you there too. If you are really kind of the more fashion-forward person, let's say you're the kind of person that wants to hit up a music festival and you definitely want to be like on the cutting edge of what's hot right now, Item 8 is another great option. Those are more of the $60 and under range, but they are including all of the things that you see in magazines, like colored frames, which I think the pink one, like the sort of like dusty rose pink frame sunglasses is probably the look of the summer. Also the colored mirrored lenses. So you can go that route as well. Or if you're the type of person that wears optical lenses and you just want some protection on top of that, solar shields are a great option for you in that case. They're very fashionable and sleek, but they're also really durable. And the scratch-resistant lenses means that you can throw them in the glove compartment of your car, or you can keep them on your bike. So you can have basically protection with you no matter where you go. So that's part of what we're trying to show is that instead of just committing to this one thing, you've got all these options to play with. So why not explore them?
Options are good. And as I have gotten a little older myself, one of the things that has become a reality for me is I have a pair of glasses that I don't need to wear when I'm doing a lot of things, but I need them when I'm on the computer and I need them when I'm reading. So these reading glasses, does that mean I'm getting old, or is that okay these days to have that?
No, I think it means you're pretty smart for realizing that. And I think a lot of people younger and younger ages are starting to get into readers because they're getting more fashionable. And again, it's all about that choice that we were talking about. It's like, you don't just have that one pair that you can, buy at the drugstore and that's it. It's like there's so many different shapes and styles that can fit your face shape, that can also just reflect, the kind of outfit you're wearing that day. There's multi-focus options. There's magnification options. So, that just means you can also add those to your wardrobe. But since you said that you're in front of screens a lot, right?
Yeah.
One other thing that you should know about are Foster Grant eyezen lenses, because those are specifically made to protect you against the potentially harmful blue light that comes at us. Let's say if you're reading a book on a screen, you can put these lenses on and it relieves some of the strain that comes from that. And I think that's one of the things that we all face, no matter what age you're talking. I mean, teenagers on up, that's something we can all benefit from.
I agree. That's a great idea. And I've noticed that because I spend more time in front of screens. And the more time I spend in front of screens, the more strain I have on my eyes, even if I'm wearing my reading glasses. So I think there's a lot to that. Now, I'm reading something here about a thing called the 20-20-20 rule. Now, I've heard of 20/20 vision, but what is the 20-20-20 rule? What's that?
Well, this is actually a great tip, again, to combat eye strain, because you know how sometimes you're sitting in front of a screen and all of a sudden 3 hours have gone by and you haven't even looked up?
Oh, yeah.
So this is to remind yourself that every 20 minutes, you should look at an object that's 20 feet away for 20 seconds, because it takes 20 seconds for your eyes to refocus and reset. So that, again, will relieve some of the strain that we all sort of find ourselves in, because you get in this kind of trance, right? And you don't even move your head or change your focus. So it's just another tip to keep your eyes healthy.
20-20-20. So every 20 minutes, look at something 20 feet away for about 20 seconds, and that'll help refocus your eyes and help keep some of the strain away.
Yeah, you got it. That's exactly right.
Pretty darn cool. Well, Sarah, thank you so much for taking some time to chat with us. If people would like to find out a little bit more, is there a place they can go to get some more info?
Yeah, absolutely. FosterGrant.com has all of the info about these great options, and it's definitely a place that you can go no matter what your personality to find something and start building up your summer wardrobe.
Awesome.
For everyone.
Well, very cool. And that's the thing that is kind of fun when you have glasses. Like I have a son that has glasses that he has to wear. And then I have a daughter that right now she doesn't need glasses, but there are times that she has worn glasses with like nothing in the lenses just because she wanted it look good with an outfit. And I was like, wow.
Yes. Isn't that adorable? I love that trend.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Personality.
I'm glad that you can find something that looks good with an outfit, you know. So apparently that's a thing these days.
Yes, it is.
Well, Sarah, thank you again. I appreciate taking the time to chat with us.
Okay. Take care.
Again, Sarah is a lifestyle expert. She covers pop culture and fashion and wellness and celebrity culture and all kinds of cool stuff. You see her all over the place, and we're excited to have her on the program here today. Again, Sarah Bernard. Thank you so much for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Would you like custom t-shirts for an event or sports team? We understand that usually the budget's not unlimited. We have full color custom printed t-shirts for just $7 each. That's one of the best prices you'll find anywhere. No minimum orders, so you can print just one or print 1,000. The price is just $7 per shirt with a minimal setup fee per design. Make the memories of your next event last forever or help your team look amazing with a little help from CustomShirtInc.com. That's CustomShirtInc.com.
John and Heidi.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
You okay over there?
Sorry.
I was like, what? I'm just used to that being all awkward. Let's try it again. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Serotonin is a powerful vasoconstrictor found in blood serum. I don't know what any of that means.
Any of that
Oh, yeah.
meant.
Fun. Let's pretend. Hey, let's just start over from right here. Fun fact for you,
What's
Heidi.
that, John?
The first fast. Can we start over again?
This is a nightmare.
The first fast food chain was White Castle. There you go. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Frog. That's the name of the hoof, like a part of a horse's hoof. There's a thing in the center called the frog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
On average, there are 50,000 earthquakes in the world every year. That's a lot of earthquakes.
They must not all be big ones.
No.
Little
Of course,
ones.
they're all going to be big earthquakes, but, they can't all be big. But there's some. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
A Scott Paper Company survey concluded that more than 2/3 of people with master's degrees and doctorates read in the bathroom. So they're saying if you want to be smart, you're supposed to read when you're, doing that other stuff. Or at least that's what smart people do.
Okay.
So, there you go. Do you read in the bathroom?
My phone.
Yeah. I used to read in the bathroom. Then I got a smartphone. No, I don't hardly ever read anywhere, which is really sad.
No, I never read other than like shampoo bottles and stuff. I never really read in the bathroom.
Why would you read those?
Because those were in there.
That's why I leave books in there. Anyway, it's going to do it for your fun facts and a little TMI as well. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Have you thought of starting a home-based business but didn't like the idea of calling family and friends? This top-quality fitness and health products company lets you take advantage of their advertising power to reach people who wish to add a few hundred or a few $1,000s a week to their income by following a simple system. Plus, everyone who joins the team after you benefits you as well. To learn more about how you can leverage your time to help others get healthy and create wealth from home, call Scott Smith at 866-741-7242. That's 866-741-7242.
John and Heidi.
Ladies, have you ever wondered why your guy never pays attention to you at home, but then when you want to go out, he complains? Well, there's an answer here, and it's from a smarty smart pants, Heidi. The answer is that he is paying attention at home, but just in his own way. This is from Stephen Stonesy, Ph.D., co-author of How to Improve Your Marriage Without Talking About It.
Okay.
Why don't you just talk about it? Anyway, it says men see relationships more as a place to relax than a dynamic interaction. So while you feel like he's ignoring you, he's comforted by your mere presence, and he feels that he's honoring your relationship by just unwinding around you.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Yeah. But when you leave, he loses that sense of connection, making his secure base, you, suddenly seem less secure. So what do you do? What do you do, honey?
Well, you can't chain me to the sofa and
Well,
never
why
let me
not?
leave.
That was my plan. No, it says try to make more connections with your husband when you're home. Go out of your way to touch him and cuddle and give him a hug and make that part of your everyday routine. That will help him not just feel more secure, but it'll help both of you. And he'll feel more content when you're not around, too. This is from Red Book. And the dude wrote the book called How to Improve Your Marriage Without Talking About It.
What do you think of that? You agree with any of that stuff?
I
there,
agree
Heidi?
with that. I think so. I don't know. I'm not the man. Is that true?
Yeah, it would
Do
be
you
nice
need
if you'd
me around to comfort you.
snuggle me once in a while, touch me, hold me, kiss me, and if that could lead to even more, that'd be even better. I'm just saying. Now, this is I think that's pretty good advice, and for those of you who don't know, if you're just listening right now, you're going, man, this guy is really talking with his coworker about stuff he shouldn't. We're married. I hopefully people know that. We've mentioned it like 9,412 times.
But there could always be a new listener here.
I know. So if you're just tuning in and you're going, whoa, he's getting a little personal with this lady. Well, it's because we're married. We've been married a long, long time. And I love my wife dearly. And I do miss you when you're not around. But here's the thing. You don't leave very much. So you really,
I don't have a car.
You do too. The same one I have. But I'm just saying, you kind of like hanging out at home. We're not like go out with friends, partying kind of people.
We don't have friends.
Well, that helps too. But, for me, a fun night is staying home with you. And I think that's kind of the same thing for you. So it works out for us. So there you go. Coming up here in a bit, we're going to talk about something else. Anything else. It's on the way.
John and Heidi.
I love watching TV shows and movies, but I hated seeing my monthly bill get higher and higher. All that money every month just to watch TV. Well, not anymore. We cut our cable. We were paying $185 a month for channels we didn't even watch. Now we pay for just the internet, and we save about $150 a month. And we still get to watch what we want, when we want, with no monthly fee. Learn how you can do this too at channelsurfertv.com. Watch the video there to learn how to watch movies and TV with no monthly fee. Do it today and save 50% at channelsurfertv.com.
John and Heidi.
Heidi, it's a fact that no serious accidents ever occur in bumper-to-bumper traffic. So the DOT is adopting a plan to cover America with a 10-lane highway and 1-lane bridges in every direction. So we're all bumper-to-bumper traffic.
Oh, that's awesome.
No, that's not really what they're doing. But according to the DOT, by forcing 5 lanes of high-speed traffic into 1-lane bridges each way, the number of fender benders would be slashed to almost nothing. What you don't understand is everybody's coming to a crashing halt somewhere, so they're going to have accidents there. That's what would happen. They say there would be no traffic fatalities. It would be difficult to be killed in a car traveling an average of 5 miles an hour. Some places, the backups would just be backups, but it would be 100% safety for American drivers everywhere. And this was a magazine article that was written in the Weekly World News where they were just basically being, what do you call that? Where they spoof things? What is that called?
The Onion?
No, it's not that. This is Weekly World News, but it's the same kind of thing. But they were saying the statistics do prove that this would be the safest thing,
right?
But nobody would like it.
Road rage would skyrocket.
If we're all going 5 miles an hour, so
no
nobody,
more fatalities
no more
from
fender benders,
accidents, but
dead people all along the way.
shootings on the side of the road.
Oh, that would be bad. Coming up, we got one big burrito to talk about. That's on the way.
John and Heidi.
I think this is actually kind of a funny story. It's about a gigantic, huge grande burrito. But I told you that now so you know what it is ahead of time. Armed police in Clovis, New Mexico invaded Marshall Junior High after a call came about a student carrying in a large bomb-shaped object.
Oh.
The suspicious item was eventually identified as a 30-inch burrito filled with steak, lettuce, salsa, and wrapped inside of foil.
30 inches?
Yeah, tin foil, and he had it inside of a white T-shirt because it was so hot he didn't want to burn himself, so he wrapped it up. But they saw this metallic thing wrapped in a T-shirt, and I understand why you would freak out about that a little bit. So the kid had made this giant burrito for a class project. It was to be shared with the class, but instead the bomb squad had to blow it up. Do I still get an A on that burrito, even though they exploded it all over the back of the school?
They weren't too far off. I'm sure everybody would have had explosive diarrhea.
Oh, so you're saying it was a gut bomb, not a real bomb? All right. Anyway, I don't know why that just strikes me funny, but I just can't imagine.
I wish I could have seen that burrito.
I just kind of feel bad for the poor kid. He's walking in all happy with his school project. Look what I made, 30-inch burrito. And then their bomb squad blowing it up.
That's awesome.
All right, coming up, we've got some good news. That's at the end of the program. Between now and then, we're going to talk about taking a nap. That's on the way.
John and Heidi.
It's almost graduation time. If you have a son or daughter finishing high school, you need to hear this. They can go to college without racking up a pile of student loans. Matthew Einstein did. He saved over $70,000 on a top-rate education. Then he built a system to show you how to do it too. Learn how you can use this system for your kids or for yourself. Go to freeeducationuniversity.com. Sign up now and get a free 60-minute private consultation with Matthew. Use promo code RADIO20 to save 20% at freeeducationuniversity.com. That's freeeducationuniversity.com.
John and Heidi.
To nap or not to nap, Heidi? Do you nap? Do you like to nap?
I don't sleep very well when I try to nap.
Yeah, I'm not very good at it, but once in a while we'll get a nap, and I think it's actually kind of cool when we do. Whether you're taking siestas, power naps, or beauty naps, 34% of North Americans regularly curl up for a midday snooze. This according to a study from Pew Research Center. Poll of 1,488 adults, 38% of the men between 18 and 49, and 31% of women in the same age group said, yeah, I'd take a nap. Sometime in the last 24 hours, they admitted they had taken a nap. In the over 50 crowd, 41% of men, 28% of women admitted to catching some Z's. Did you notice the men take more naps in both of these groups? The guys are like, yeah, I took a nap. Ladies are like, no, I actually have a job. I have to clean up after this slob. What are you talking about? Naps were on the agenda for 33% of the people who earn more than $100,000 a year, 21% who earn between $75,000 and $99,000, and the next group down, 50 to 74,000, it was 35%, 30 to 49, 42%, and 42% was for people that earn less than $30,000 a year. So it's interesting that for people who are making a lot of money, 33%, for people who are making less money, 42%. Maybe they should quit napping so much.
Maybe they should quit napping and go to work.
But it was 33, 21, then 31, then 35, then 42. So it doesn't actually drop completely straight down. So I don't think that there's any link there. But I can tell you the struggle that I have when it's time to take a nap is I can't quit thinking about all the things I have to do.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I could take a nap. I just can't. Speaking of which, I can't keep talking because we got to go. We've got some good news coming your way, though. That is on the way on the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
Always try to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is some good news, Heidi. Every year for the past 4 years, Jean A. Gowland, a volunteer at Cranston International School, has raised enough money to send a couple of students to summer camp. Usually, Jean raises enough money to send about 50 students to summer camp. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
That is very cool.
And she's been sending them to the YMCA Camp Weber in West Springfield. But 50 just wasn't going to be enough this year. This year, she said, I'm going to try to raise the ante a little bit. I'm going to see if I can raise $40,000 this time. And she did. Made it possible for 115 students to attend a 2-week day camp this summer. So there's 115 students that get to go to camp on her for free because of Jean, because of what she's done. If you'd like to read that story, it is amazing. And I think this is a cool thing that other people could do too. If you're going, hey, Jean, I think that's a good idea. I'm going to do that around here. That would be awesome. That'd be really cool. So check it out at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great Monday. If you've got a Dear John letter for Thursday, we have those every Thursday. If you've got one you'd like to submit, you can do that on the same Facebook page, by the way, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.